Hello guys, it's your fellow investor here, today with another video. In this video I'm going to be talking about everything you need to know about Nano Dimension with ticker symbol NNDM. There's been some really exciting news and some things going behind the scenes which I'm really excited to tell you about in this particular video, so you're well informed for the next week or two to come. Because let me tell you, February is going to be very exciting month for Nano Dimension, and not to mention this whole year. With that being said, I'd like to ask you to click on that like button and subscribe if you haven't already, because I'm posting daily information about your favorite stocks or stock picks you have not heard about yet and where you can make some nice money. I've been talking about Nano Dimension for 2 to 3 months at the end of November, so if you bought around, I don't say, $6 let's say, you are now up about 150%, which is not too shabby, if I can say so myself. Me personally, I am a long-term investor. I go for 30% a year, however I am still quite outperforming the market, even though my biggest investment is right now tanking. Now let's get into the news. So a few days ago on February 2nd, Nano Dimension engaged Carl Square for European acquisition search. Carl Square is an investment bank with offices in Berlin, Copenhagen, Hamburg, London, Munich and Stockholm. Carl Square supports companies and their shareholders to assist in implementing their M&A, which is mergers and acquisition goals. Carl Square has already introduced Nano Dimension to several attractive targets in Europe. Let's see what Mr. Joachim Stern, President and CEO of Nano Dimension, has to say. Our mergers and acquisition search over the last 2 quarters has evolved as we have expanded its geographical footprint. We are now focusing on 2 kinds of acquisition targets. One will dramatically expand our go-to-market channels and give us exposure to vertical markets, while the other targets include a set of companies that have transformative technologies and products which are complementary to our product roadmap. The present ubiquity of special purpose public acquisition vehicles, also known as SPACs, especially in the US market, is causing price surges of certain targets. Hence, we are using the opportunity to filter out valuations that don't fit our business model. Since we have strong cash reserves, we are accelerating our technology and product development forward beyond the plans of mid-2020. I am confident that with the help of our investment banking partners, we will expedite the M&A process to synergistically support our growth plans. If you don't know already, they are sitting at around 1 billion of cash. And this is a lot. A third of their market cap is in cash, which is immense. It is huge and unheard of. It's really strong cash position and puts this company into an amazing place, and it really makes you want to buy more shares if you can. As we already get to know from this article from CEO Views, he already said this in his previous interviews that they are looking to acquire some companies, but they didn't have that much money back then, but right now they have a ton of money, so they can seriously choose whoever they like to with that big amount. Today, just a few minutes ago, I believe, or maybe 10 minutes ago, Nano Dimension interview to air on Bloomberg Television US on the Red Chip Money Report. Nano Dimension likes to represent itself on this Bloomberg Television Red Chip Money Report, which you can find on YouTube, and it's been very popular and very insightful for us investors, and I'm really looking forward to this interview. But let's read what I have more to say. In the exclusive interview, Stern discusses Nano Dimension's first-to-market revolutionary technological advantage in converting digital electronic circuits into functional high-performance devices. He also discusses the company's plans for growth and why Wall Street has invested $1 billion in the company. Wow, I have not heard about Wall Street investing $1 billion into them, but maybe it has to do with their offerings, because when they were doing offerings, they weren't doing public offerings, they were doing direct offerings, which doesn't dilute the share price, therefore the stock price didn't really tank. If Wall Street seriously invested that much money into that company, we can see in the next months really big pumps about articles from analysts and price targets, most importantly from JP Morgan, BlackRock, Goldman Sachs and more. The point that I'm going to try to make is that this seriously reminds me of NEO. Like not too long ago, like half a year ago, it really just reminds me of that same situation when NEO moved to the $20 mark, and since then a lot of Wall Street or these well-known invest companies or the funds bought into NEO and then started just raising price targets like madmen. It was ridiculous. and it was really hard to buy more shares, and I had to stop myself because then I would have a lot of money into it but not that much amount of percentage gains. But here with NNDM I still have the chance to get into the big dogs and before the masses really get into it, and that's why I'm providing this information to you guys. But we're not done yet. There are even news in their SECs that there's going to be a shareholder meeting which will take place on February 15, 2021. The company wants to increase the company's registered share capital and to amend and restate the company's amended and restated articles of association to reflect the same. Basically, they would just want to raise more money because it's been a really big success for them and the share price didn't really feel anything. It just kept on going, and because people are just realizing in what good position this company is in because of the money raised. You know, you always want to see the company have money than have the money in liabilities, because it will do nothing. However, if you have it in cash, that's something totally different. I'm not done yet. Here we have that AME Academy presents the future of additive manufacturing of electronics. And who else should it be than Nano Dimension talking about additive manufacturing? This is a really big deal because AME Academy is well known. This event will take place online and will cover the future of additive manufacturing software, hardware and automation for electronic devices. And it's such a good thing for us as Nano Dimension investors that Nano Dimension will take the place there and present it to them, because they are a leader, they have a really great position, and any publicity will do only good to them. So I'm really happy to see that on February 23rd, which is in next 19 to 20 days, this event is going to take place, and I'll try to get this out on my channel if possible, if I can find it. And of course I'll do some coverage because I think it's quite important. Let's now check ARK's funds and their rebalancing of the shares of NNDM. As we know, ARK likes to buy NNDM in two of their ETFs, in ARKQ and ARKW. As we can see, they've been recently selling and buying, so it's most likely some rebalancing to the end or start of the month. You know, they don't just buy shares and hold it if it's not Tesla. Every other company they buy and sell from time to time, but most of the time they buy in smaller amounts and then sell in bigger. But as we can see, they sold for $3.6 million and then bought back for 4.2 million, then sold again 2.2, but I can see them buying again today because they like to buy on dips and then sell when the stock goes up a little bit, so just they can rebalance their portfolio. And you know, it's quite complicated back there, and I really admire them for their work. But we can see that they are definitely not getting rid of their shares. They are actually just keeping it kind of same, maybe adding up a little bit more. You know, if the stock goes up and they just keep buying it, they won't have much of a percentage gains, so they try to sell some gains and buy the dips, which is quite smart. I hope I brought you some value. If I did, definitely subscribe to the channel for more informative and exclusive videos, and click on the thumbs up as well. Both helps me out tremendously. Also, let me know down in the comment section what are your cost bases if you are in this company or you plan to go in, if there's going to be some big dips like to $10 or less. With that being said, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in another video.